I don't know why I'm doing this. Let me turn off the music. Okay, this is my first ever video for YouTube. The thing is, I don't have any knitting friends. So I decided I'm gonna try and make a podcast because I'm addicted to knitting podcasts. I watch them all the time. So here we are. I fully expect, by the way, this video to get like 10 views. It's probably gonna be 5 people that I know. Yeah, if you know me, please don't make fun of me. That would be great. Anyway, let's just start. For the people that actually do knit and are interested to have another podcast to listen to, because I make some great stuff. No kidding, I don't know if you like my stuff. We're gonna see. Starting with obviously what I'm wearing, what I'm currently making. No, it's finished objects, then what I'm currently making, and then ending with yarn acquisitions, which is quite a lot because I had a yarn event past weekend and I didn't really limit myself. Also because my stash has been down drastically. Like I've knit a lot of the things that I had bought yarn for. Because I'm quite, we're getting slightly off track here, but I'm a project buyer. I only buy yarn when I have a project in mind. Because if I don't, then it just frustrates me, because then I'm like constantly thinking like what the hell I'm gonna do with the yarn, and then it's just there and it annoys me. And I'm a souvenir yarn buyer. Like whenever I'm abroad on vacation, I have to buy yarn because it's just the best souvenir. But I have also finished a lot of that yarn. And so when the yarn festival came around, it was time to knock it out of the park. Anyway, this is a lot of yapping about my acquisitions. Let's just start with what I'm wearing. That's what they start with. So let me, I don't know if you can see me fully, but I'm wearing the Indy sweater. I made this with the Colored Cat. She's a Dutch hand dyer, and I bought them, I think, last year at the same yarn festival I went to this weekend. It's knit on 4.5. I knit it on 4.5. I think the pattern calls for 5mm needles, but I was not happy with how gapey. Because another thing about me, I never use the recommended yarn. I don't know why. I just always feel like branching out. So hence I didn't meet gauge. Which, I thought it would be a problem. I'm not that advanced. I don't really know. I wouldn't know how to make my own. Even raglan, I don't know. Stitch count, I don't know. Gauge, I don't know. But ChatGPT, I have a whole tab about it as a knitting expert, where I just tell her the fit I want, and then she explains what size I make, because I just send in my calculations for the gauge. She's great. Without her, I wouldn't have a lot of my projects. Well, they would have maybe failed, probably. Yeah, so that's what I'm wearing. She's my favorite. I love her for autumn as well. I made her midsummer, by the way. Everyone's always like, I don't want to knit sweaters in June, July, August. But for me, maybe it's because I've only been knitting for 2 years that I'm just more inclined to want to knit sweaters for in the long run. Sweaters take so long. I don't want to waste a whole season in summer when I could spend the summer knitting a sweater if I can only make a limited amount of sweaters in a year. That's my philosophy about it. Anyway, my finished objects. I should probably show that. So this, I really hope no one's watching me that knows me. I hope there's only 10 lovely anonymous viewers out there. Because what I just made, or what I made over the summer with yarn that I bought in Nice, in south of France, is this gorgeous lane loop tee. I don't know if you can fully see it. Let me show ya. The yarn is also hand dyed. Okay, wait, where do I start? This is the pattern from Other Loops. I have already made the lane loop sweater before in a very soft hand dyed yarn from Norway. And my mother-in-law, she's always hinted and said that she would love to have one day a hand knit sweater. And she really likes the gauge at 4, or the material at 4mm, which was great for me because that meant I had to knit something at 4mm, but I found a loophole, which was a tee instead of a sweater, because I would have simply died. I barely survived knitting 4mm sweaters for myself. So we went to Nice. We found a local artisan yarn shop. It's called Atelier Penelope. So they have a lot of hand-dyed yarns. We've been there twice because we went to the same area for vacation twice in a year. And I really like her store. It's really cute. And we picked up this gorgeous, it has all colors. I call it like kaleidoscope. It's a yarn from Irish Artisan Yarn. I think that's her name. I will tag her. She dyes her yarns based on the colors she sees in nature around her. So she will take pictures of landscapes, sunsets, I don't know, gorgeous areas in Ireland, which is literally the whole country. And then she'll dye according to the hues and the colors in the image, which I think is really cool. I really appreciate a good story. It sells. Yeah, I love it. And she loved it. And there was only 2 hanks, which meant it was perfect for a tee. So this is the yarn strand from Irish Artisan Knits. And we walked to another yarn store in Nice. I didn't know the south of France was like creative in knitting, because sometimes I go places and they're just no yarn stores, or just ones that carry generic brands, which is great, but when I'm on vacation I want something a bit more special. So found a Lang Yarns mohair, completely dyed in the exact same tones as Irish Artisan Yarn, and I made a swatch and we were just obsessed. So I decided it would be a great project for Christmas. I am getting my Christmas projects in early because I really don't mind gift knitting for the first time ever, because I feel like sometimes I want to knit but I don't necessarily I like knitting the pattern, but I don't really need the finished object. Same with a tee. I don't think it's not my vibe. I don't wear them, but I have wanted to make one for a while. So it fits in the sense that gift knitting just allows me to make what I want and then give it away. So that is my finished object. She still needs to be blocked, and then she'll go into storage until Christmas. I need to stretch it a little bit because it's a bit tight on her when she tried it before it was finished. So yeah, finished object. Love it. And I mean, how cool is that as a souvenir? Just saying. What else am I making? Oh, another knit that I am making for Christmas, not for me, is, I'm not going to say for who it is, just in case they're one of the 5 viewers that I will have today. But the other project that I'm knitting are penny gloves. No, not penny gloves. They are the Shantel gloves by Mareka Knit. I have never repeated a pattern until this pattern. And it's just a really, really, really simple pattern, and it looks so fancy because it's like a slip stitch pattern. Don't know how well you can see that. And I am an avid stash buster, so whenever I have loose balls of yarn, which I had here with this Gatia alpaca yarn and a silk mohair white cream, I need to get rid of them. So I decided to make these gloves. I'm pretty much halfway with the first one. Like, this is how they fit. I love them so much. Also, these are made really quick and really easy on the go. I knit this only when I'm on the train because I want to be on my phone less, and I really like having a project just in case I ever have to wait somewhere. I'm never really bothered because I can knit. The only thing is that I'm a little bit hesitant to knit on very busy trains because sometimes people judge me. So this is my knitting project for on the train. I really like it. I've also bought 2 other balls of yarn when I was in Antwerp. They're pretty much the same color as this one, which I will show you later, but to make myself a pair, because this is going to be a second pair I made. The first pair I made for my friend when we went to Paris. He went to Little Weasel, a yarn store there, and she bought 2 balls and I made them for her as a souvenir from Paris. So I'm kind of keen on getting a pair myself, but I have so many plans. Though I do think a project on the go doesn't necessarily mean other projects will slow down, because I could never bring my sweater on the go, so it would not be knit. So then I might as well knit something else, if that makes sense. Anyway, these are really cute. I hope she'll like them. I tried to make them in a very neutral color because then maybe you'll find it boring at the worst, but best case, they fit everything. They fit black, they fit navy, they fit brown, any other coat colors. They're really cute, and I like the marling. So that. And then my bigger project is also a gift knit. Oh my gosh, there's a lot going on. Nothing is for me. Oh no, actually there is something for me, and I'm gonna grab it later. I don't know where I put it. The second gift knit I'm making is for my sister for Christmas. Don't you love these colors? I love them. This is the Alma Sweater by Kiss Kiss Rhinestones on Instagram, which I love her. She is so inspiring. I just love that not knitfluencers, I mean they are knitfluencers, but people that use knitting to make modern day patterns. I really, really appreciate that. I think that's really cool to show that you don't need to make old stuffy patterns. You can make cool stuff, pretty stuff. So this is what I'm making now. Look how cute. It is, I think it's a superwash, which I have discovered I don't really like superwash, which is maybe why I decided to give this away. This is made with Malabrigo, I think Rios, and another one, sorry, Malabrigo Arroyo, which is a DK superwash, 100% superwash merino wool in the color Cactus Flower. I bought this yarn when I was in Paris as well, as you can know. I'm an avid vacation shopper. The other one is Rios in the color Almond Blossom. I bought this yarn when I was with my roommate on a girls trip to Paris last January, so it's quite a while ago. I really wanted to make something pink. Funny story, the first sweater I ever, okay, the first one not, the second sweater I ever properly knit for myself, I knit it in a beige pinky color, almost like this. I later discovered that is not my color. I have no contrast in my face, and this yarn doesn't do me well. So I knit the whole thing, I wore it, and I just thought, oh my god, I would never buy this. I would never wear this if I hadn't made it. So with that mindset, I was in Paris and I thought I need to find a pink yarn that would suit me because I love pink. Pink's my favorite, absolute favorite color. So I found the light color, actually. I was looking at the mirror and my roommate was like, you love pink, but pink does not love you back. And she was right. If I had made a sweater in this one color, I think we would have had the same problem. So I was on the hunt for a color to match it, and I found this very cool, like fuchsia vibrant pink. I made a swatch, and for some reason the colors just didn't speak to me. I don't know why, I really don't, because I love both these colors, but when they're together, to me, I don't know, it just makes me feel a bit childish, and I don't ever have that with pink or with any color. So I was a bit confused by my own opinion. I kept knitting because I thought it will change. Will it change? But it was on the table, and then my sister, who follows me on my knitting Instagram, told me she really liked the colors. And then I thought, well, that's great, because then I would have a motivation to knit it, because it's not going to be for me, so someone's still going to really enjoy it. And knitting stripes, anyone who has ever knit stripes knows it's very addictive. It's really fun, and I knit so much last night. Like, my wrist is dying. It shouldn't, like, that's not a good thing, but like, I knit all this of the body. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. So I spend a lot of time. So yeah, I'm still debating whether I'm gonna make it exactly to pattern or whether I want to make it a turtleneck, because I saw a really cute picture on Pinterest with a striped turtleneck to help me decide. She said she didn't mind, so I might just make the Alma sweater according to pattern if I feel unmotivated to figure it out. So that's on the needles. Another gift knit, which is a bit, I don't mind. I really don't mind, though I have just bought a lot of yarn, and that's like screaming to be cast on, yelling in my ear. And I have a rule to myself that I cannot cast on more than 3 things at once, because I won't enjoy it. I will maybe like, I won't even enjoy casting on, because I'll just be, I'm casting this on, but I have all these other projects. It overwhelms me. So they're just waiting. I have wound them up, some of them, to make some swatches. I can at least plan the projects a bit more ahead of time, because I never want to not be knitting. I don't want to be planning instead of knitting. I want to be planning while I'm still knitting something. So I really like this. I really like it's going to be a cute gift. Also, I bought yarn. That's another little tiny side story, but she went with me to the yarn festival last year, and I promised her I'd knit a sweater and she could pick out any yarn she wanted. So she picked out this yarn. It's like it's not tweed, but it's like 2 colors that you wind together, so it's a contrasting yarn. I don't know what it's called. She picked 2 colors and she wanted it striped, so I thought, great, I love stripes, but then she wanted big stripes. And then after I saw that the yarn requires 3 to 4 millimeter gauge, which is great if that's what you're into, but I'm not really into that. So I have procrastinated the shit out of that. We're now like a year later, but now that makes me feel good that I am making her something, because she really does deserve something, and I really like knitting things for people who appreciate it. If you don't appreciate it, I don't really want to knit you anything, but if you're excited about it, then I would love to knit you something. I'm in my gift knitting era. I don't know, I'm just getting all the Christmas gifts out because I don't want to be rushing. The last thing that's on my needles, I have to find. I don't know where I put it. She was not far away. Gosh, what a trek. By the way, look how cute. My project bag. She's my first ever pattern. So if you want to make this bag, then there is a pattern out there. Also, look, side note, I will talk about this another time, but love. The last thing that's on my needles. I'm making such a mess. Anyway, problem for later. Okay, this, many thoughts on this. First off, love. I adore a butter yellow moment. I understand that I'm way too late to partake in the butter yellow trend. I don't care. I like butter yellow now. I like butter yellow in a year. I'll like butter yellow forever. Otherwise, why would I knit it for just a season or a trend, you know? But this is Moreka Knits Solene Cardigan. My first ever attempt at making a cardigan. I knew ahead of time that it required a lot of going back and forth, literally purling, knitting, purling, knitting. I don't know what it is, but it's literally, physically, mentally impossible for me to keep going on this. I don't know if it's the purling, it hurts my wrists. Also because I chose a slightly thicker yarn because I really wanted this to feel a bit like a jacket, like really thick, and I wanted it to have structure to it. So I really like the fabric it's making, but the pearls are so hard on my wrists. And I didn't think this would be a problem, but I see the difference between my purl and my knit sides, and I don't like it. It's not motivating me at all. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I can very much tell. I don't like it. I've tried a lot of techniques to get rid of that, but it's not working. And I'm not gonna unravel this because I would love to have a finished object. This finished object. And I'm kind of far. Okay, I'm not that far. But I like to think I'm a bit far. But I have been looking into figuring out if I can steek this project. I understand you'll have a few stitches in the front that aren't as aesthetically pleasing, but I don't know if I can finish this. I don't think I can. Or I have to first make a sleeve so I have a little bit of a break. Then go back to the terrible knitting back and forth. Then do a sleeve. And then cry about the double knitting because that's going to be a problem too. Apparently I'm a finished object knitter. This is making me think I like knitting. But maybe I don't like, maybe no one likes to purl. But how do people make cardigans then? Because sometimes cardigans are made on 4mm needles. And that means going back and forth so many more times. I couldn't fathom, I can't. And I love cardigans, that's why I'm sad. This is, however, very buttery, soft yarn, so chat has told me that it might unravel, even if I sew the zigzag stitch. So, on chat's advice, which I abide by blindly, I am gonna make a little swatch and steek that to see if it holds, and to see if it's worth it. If it's really ugly, then I'm gonna I think I'm gonna hibernate this whip because it's also a very springy color and I have so many projects I want to do and I really want to finish this, but it's just, no, it's giving me a little bad vibes. I don't even want to look at it because I'm like, I need to finish it. And I've wanted to make the Solene cardigan for so long, since it came out. I was literally saving it the day it came out. And I just never found the right, I found choosing a color for the cardigan very difficult because I'm not much of a beige girl. And a lot of the finished objects on Instagram were all beige. And then I found this yarn. It would be very cute. Look how cute. This is going to be a slight problem for me. I will have to find a solution. But I will. I'm going to try and steek a swatch. If I don't hate it, I'm just going to steek the cardigan. Because it'll be done so much quicker. Just know it. Otherwise, I will hibernate it, make some of my other plans, and then get back to it. So you will likely not see any progress the next time, if I'm ever gonna make another vlog, if people watch this, if I reach more than 10 followers. Then my favorite part of any vlog or podcast or video is the yarn haul, the acquisitions. I love buying yarn. It's definitely a separate hobby. People say that all the time, that buying yarn is a hobby in itself and knitting is separate, which is why some people have very big stashes. To me, I cannot buy it without a pattern in mind. I don't know why. It's great because it manages my stash. So far I've been doing great. I should kind of want to make one of those XLs, you know, with when it came in, when it goes out. And I want to make one of those Spotify wraps for myself. That would be cool. But I'm gonna make my boyfriend make that for me. Anyway, yarn acquisitions. Here we go. My favorite part. So I fit it all into this gorgeous, cute little bag from Martin's Lab. Not everything is from Martin's Lab. Just the first thing I bought, and I didn't really need 3 bags. So I just fit it all in here. So the first one I bought was, I'm gonna put it on the floor. Oh, I love it so much. Is this merino single ply superwash merino. So I did say I don't love superwash. The only time that I can appreciate, not necessarily appreciate, but that I don't mind it as much is when it's a single ply. These are the single ply and the color Petals from Martin's Lab. Look how cute they are. I really like these, and I've already wound one of them. I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's okay, it's not basic, but I think it's a raglan still, and it has like these cute little patterns on the sleeves. I do have to test it for gauge because again, I'm not making it with the recommended yarn, so it's never certain if I am gonna make that project, but I would love to make just an easy sweater. Also, this sweater, I made it with a merino single and the same type of mohair because the next thing I bought to match it took a while. So at first I was gonna find other cheaper alternatives, but I just couldn't pass on this mohair. It's the exact same shade, made by the same dyer, and sometimes yarns are just meant to be. These are just meant to be. Look, like I wasn't gonna find a better one. And this is made in the same type of yarn combination, and I really like that it's not as fragile as some of the other sweaters I have, because I have a few that I haven't used mohair with and I didn't think it would matter as much, but I'm so much more careful with it and more reluctant to wear them. These are more sturdy, so I'm learning and knitting. I'm learning. My first acquisition, I'm gonna stay strong, finish my Alma sweater, make like 3 swatches because I bought way more yarn than just these, and then I'm gonna decide. But this is very much on my radar. I need to make it. Okay, the second one, I will put up a picture for the vision because you might think it's a bit of a ugly, I don't want to say, but I think a lot of people hate on orange. I was one of them. I am guilty, but oh my god, look. With yarn, I like knitting basics, for example, in like a plummy pink, love, but I also really like buying something that's so unique that it's hard to find store-bought, and this color is just electric. I don't know how they made this. It's a 35% Morris super spun silk and a 65% selected fine long super kid mohair, and my vision is to make a mock neck and make like the wide set sleeves and just have a fully fluffy mohair vibrant orange moments. Oh, I want to make all of them so bad. I'm gonna have to choose. I've wound one because it was a 2+2, buy 2 get 2 free. I had to. It was so hard for me to buy this because the lighting in there was all dark, and he had a yellow light. I couldn't tell if it was gonna fit me or not. I still can't tell. But also with these colors, like, does it really not suit you, or is it just more of a confidence thing? Like, just own the orange and orange will own you back. You know, I thought if it doesn't suit me, I will give it away because this color just needs to be worn. I'm thinking like a Paloma sweater, something like that. But I'll have to adjust it all again from gauge because it's a recurring problem for me. Then the last thing I bought, or the last yarn I bought, maybe it's because I'm just influenced by all the projects that are currently being knit in these Bordeaux, plum, purpley, dark reds. But all of a sudden I was just like, I need that. Also, I've never knit with a tweedy yarn before. So this is gonna be the first tweed that I've ever knit with. This is by Wilmette Fairvet. She is a Belgian dyer, I believe. The color is mahogany, which is the perfect name. It's a BFL Donegal 85% superwash blue-faced Leicester, if I pronounce that correctly, and a 15% Donegal net, 400 meters in both of these. It's hand-dyed in the Netherlands, sorry. I lied. Using light-fast and wash-fast dyes. Machine washable in cold water. I've never read the whole label. Okay, so I really like this, but also I'm blonde. I don't want to be gothic. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like it makes me very washed out or white and sickly. So I bought this yarn basically because a few years ago, I bought this yarn, which I showed you at the beginning. This yarn was the same love story regarding pink. And I was fully convinced that because this was a tweedy pink, it would suit me. But then I came home, I held it to my face, and I just thought, I just don't wear this. I was too unsure to knit it because I just did not want to repeat. This is also very thin, so it'd have to be a 4mm project. I just did not want to repeat myself. So, but I also really do like the yarn, so I have never destashed. This was one of two industry say miskopen. What is that in English? It's like when you buy something and then regret it, or don't actually need it, or don't use it, or end up not using it. This just sat in my stash for a year, and it was just chilling there, and I just kept looking at it, and I wound one ball, and I kept trying to make stuff like different. Maybe I thought crocheting something, or crocheting a pillowcase, or I don't know. Also, that just doesn't really motivate me to make anything. And then I saw her again. These two colors were simply made for each other. If I combine them, they don't wash me out, because I feel like the contrast between them keeps it exciting enough, and I feel if I put this color to my face and then the tweedy parts, I'm gonna be fine. When the pattern sweater number 32 came out, I wanted to make it so bad, but the pinks that just didn't fit the vibe. Like a sweater 32 is just so classic, and I think the Alma sweater is a bit more playful, and the colors I had were more playful, so I ended up going for the Alma sweater. But then when I saw these, I just knew it had to be a sweater 32. Oh, I can't wait to have it. I can't wait to wear it. But I do think these colors are giving me a bit more winter, so I will likely start with the orange first, I think. I got some buttons. I don't know why. They were €2. And then I bought some stitch markers, like a progress marker. Look, it's a little dog. Second one, okay, I recently learned that Starbucks is being cancelled because of many reasons. This was just too cute not to buy. And that money isn't going to Starbucks, so I like fun stitch markers. They're my guilty pleasure. Another one I bought a while ago was this gummy bear. Bought that in Oslo, I believe. Anyway, that was it. It was a lot. I didn't think I would have anything interesting to say. I don't know if I did. Please be my first subscriber. That would be cool. Also, I have an Instagram, which I use a lot more frequently, obviously, than this, and I post a lot of questions on there because I'm an indecisive girl. You can see what I make more in real time. What do people say at the end of podcasts? What's an outro? Did I even say my name? My name is Fleur. I live in Leiden. I study industrial design engineering. I think this is more of an intro thing, but might as well put it in there. Anyways, I'm gonna knit now. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. I think I will just keep going regardless for my own sake. I really like keeping my own progress and seeing how far I come. I've also made a reel on my Instagram with all the stuff I've ever made, which isn't that much, but it feels like a lot, so I'm very proud of it. I also really want to make my autumn-winter knitting plans video, because as you can tell, I have a lot of plans going on. Honestly, thank you so much for watching. I've never sat in front of a camera. I don't know if I'm any good. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some good entertainment. If you're knitting anything, I would love to know what you're knitting. Even though I have a lot of plans, I really like discovering more. I hope you made any progress. I hope you got far. And I hope you have a great day. Great morning, great afternoon, great evening, great week, whenever you're watching this. And if you have tips, please give me tips. I don't know what I'm doing. I would love any feedback. Even if it's negative, I will take it and I will fix it. Have a nice day, you guys, and I'll see you next time.